9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Breaking news. President Biden appears to have gotten lost once more, and who knows if he will ever find his way off the stage.
Has been lost before and had his dear wife to help him with chocolate pudding and a fresh baby wipe and a helping hand off the stage, but not this time.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, boy. Oh. It was actually nice getting rain yesterday. Oh, man. And I got my my first ripe tomato yesterday, too.
Oh.
Yeah, these are, and I'd have to go upstairs and search which seeds I actually used. They're a dwarf tomato.
What was that? A dwarf tomato?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just got them in a regular small, forgot how many ounce container, and they need a lot of water because it goes dry really quick. But I planted 2 of them to see what they do and decide if I want to, start growing them inside. And they're full of tomatoes. They're small, and I haven't really fed them or anything too much. I gave them a little bit of fertilizer, and that's about it. But they're doing good.
Good.
And they tasted pretty good. And I would say about a month and a half to get fruit.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
Cool.
So this could be something interesting growing inside.
Yeah. Rain is always beneficial. Down here.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get right into the news. And I'm not going to talk about this too much because I think it's been circus-fied, if that's a word.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and find the right one here. Well, that'll work, I guess. There's a report coming out that Trump is poised to throw an enormous curveball just before the debate. Nobody knows what it is, except for Trump himself, probably. They're talking it could be, the vice president, who he's going to be running with and whatnot. And, yeah, there's just a lot. And again, would you expect anything else from Trump right before? Me, I think it is the vice president pick, but it could just be, making fun of Biden. It's hard to say.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah. But yeah, that's the gist of that. I'll go ahead and like I said, I'm not going to get too much into that because I think it's a big circus, and it used to mean something, these debates. And I don't know if it actually does anymore. Then people looking for memes and looking for that 30-second clip of a video that they can put on TikTok or YouTube.
Right.
I don't think it means as much as it used to. But
And then with AI and all that stuff, they can, I just
they
saw
could not even be there. They could
Right.
not. And that's the thing. I know 101 will go crazy over this, green screens and all that stuff. And we're way past green screens and CGI. Everything can be done inside of a computer and then broadcast out to you, and you would never know it.
Right. I just saw on TV before it came up, they're going to use Al Michaels, the famous sportscaster / whatever you want to call him. I guess he got popular on Monday Night Football. They're going to use his voice AI during Olympics. So, I mean,
Yeah. And everybody's been waiting for it. Who's doing it first? Who's going to be the first one? Remember yesterday we were talking about the bird flu juice and all that stuff. Now here we go, taxing them cow farts, and this is to take place in 2030, I do believe.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, they think if they tax the farmer enough that, I'm not going to do cows anymore, or no, it raises the price of the cow. So who's going to end up paying for that in the long run? It's going to be the person who's eating it, the consumer. They're going to be paying for that tax. And this is Denmark to set the impose a new tax on farmers over greenhouse gases. There's so many things that they could do instead of taxing people to increase or reduce the greenhouse gas. Start planting more trees. There are so many fast-growing trees that can be up in 2 years that will reduce that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many companies out there just spewing this stuff out that has nothing, that's not being regulated or anything, but they want to hit these farmers up. And it's we need to be working with the farmers instead of trying to get rid of them, because once we get rid of those farmers, who's going to be controlling the food?
The DS.
And then life as we know it's pretty much over, because you either eat or you die.
So I have a question. What governing body is measuring the amount of gas, flatulence, whatever you want to call it, that comes out of a cow's ass? Okay. And I'm being serious. If it doesn't come out as gas, it comes out as a cow pie. Okay.
Yeah.
Which can be used in other farming processes. And, I've seen it used a lot of ways. So, where did this grandiose idea come from that, we're going to tax you even though we can't establish whether or not your cow has gas or not? It's absurd.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Every living thing produces gas.
Right.
There's no way around it. And
they had to tax themselves.
There's a lot of women that say, well, I've never farted in my life.
Oh, that's mm-hmm.
Everybody has to release gas. It's just like a car engine. it
Right.
releases gas.
My grandfather used to say, if you don't fart at least 10 times a day, you're a very angry person. So, no, I'm serious. That's a true story.
Yeah. And the thing is that if you go back to dinosaur days, the carbon footprint or whatever they want to call it was way higher.
Mm-hmm.
We're only like at 2 point something percent right now. We back then it was like 30%. So then that was before people. So what gives? And the thing is that I'm not saying that cows don't produce carbon and whatnot. Yeah, they do. But there's other things out there that produces more than these cows. And sheep's on this list too, and pigs, but
Right.
the cow always gets picked on.
But I mean, they're always looking for facts. Facts. Let's fact check it. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are there facts that says ass gas from a bovine is causing detrimental damage to Mother Earth? Show it. Show me the facts.
Yeah, it's them scientists, and there's multiple, and not all scientists agree. Surprise. Mm-hmm. So it's who you ask. If you ask one scientist and he says, "Oh, the world's fine," it's just going through a cycle. You ask another one. Well, look at the Greta girl. That
little creep that goes all over the planet protesting this and that.
Yeah.
Well, that's her job. That makes her money
in an airplane, but
right.
I'm sure her heart was in the right place, but again, where you're getting your information, always do research, just not one source. Look around, because that source just might not be wrong, and you will be all into that, and then you learn something else, and but she said that in 5 years we would all be the earth would be dead,
and she said that what, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
See, I take a tougher line on her, Bush. I believe she's a paid operative. I don't believe that a child that well, she is a child.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, she's adult now, but back then, and that's the thing. I that's why I said I think her heart was in the right place, but she has people, pushing that agenda.
Right.
Just like Biden's not running the country.
Right. It's Valerie Jarrett and the village idiot from Kenya.
Yeah, there's other people behind him.
Mm-hmm.
But let's keep on with the food. I got some videos to blow your mind with. And this does not have to do with anything about farts or anything, but now there's a lot here with this this food, and this is why you have gardens. And this is kind of like a segment here, because we're going to go from one video to the next and kind of see where this is going, and it all stems around the Microsoft guy.
For some mysterious reason, in the past few months, there's been loads of videos popping up all over social media of people buying what looks like fake food. It all started just a couple of weeks ago in the United States, when several people started noticing that there was something off about the watermelon they were buying on the supermarkets.
So I got this watermelon up, and I like to rinse my watermelon before I cut it, and it's like this. Anybody has problems with their watermelon like this? Oh my gosh.
This is the craziest.
Yeah, you want to pay attention to that one with the skin there. There's a real reason behind this, and it's been being used in America right now.
Watermelon like this?
But let's keep going with it.
Oh my gosh.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, if I cut into a watermelon and it started releasing gas,
There
Wow.
are dozens of videos where people buy watermelon from the supermarket and it looks strange. Sometimes it looks like plastic, sometimes it makes these weird noises, and sometimes, or many times actually, it feels as if it's made out of rubber.
So I cut watermelon for my kids, and they're all bringing it right back, saying they don't like the texture. And I've seen enough videos of people posting rubbery watermelon. I can't believe I got one. I got a rubbery watermelon. The texture is so weird. Like, you gotta bend it so far before it will break.
But it wasn't just rubbery, there was something else about the watermelon that was bothering a lot of people.
Okay, y'all. I threw this watermelon out over a week ago. It smelled really good. Bought it from Walmart. Cut it open, and it was like plastic. Tasting it was absolutely horrible. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I threw it outside. This is a week later. It looks like mud. What's going on?
It was pretty obvious that there was something off about the watermelon and a lot of people were noticing it. But here's the thing, it wasn't just the watermelons.
this freaked me out.
This is fucked over.
There you go.
People were
Yeah.
also noticing the same thing
Avocados.
happening with avocados, blueberries, bananas, and the list goes on.
Yeah, I seen this
Got it
with
from
bananas.
the supermarket, but when she opens it and she breaks it in half, it gets very tough and doesn't really break. And when it pulls, it's like it's glue. It's very tight and doughy. It looks very, very fake and Play-Doh.
In this next video, Ari Osborne explains how she bought blueberries in the supermarket. When she gave it to her kid, she noticed that one of them looked like it was made out of rubber. Check this out.
What's left in her little bowl, and I put it down the drain for the garbage disposal. And I push the button, it's doing its thing, but there's a clanking and it sounds like something's stuck. So I go in the drain and there's a blueberry that's not breaking apart. I pick it up and why is there a rubber blueberry in my toddler's snack?
She cut it in half and it actually looks as if it's made out of silicone or something like that. Strange, isn't it? But it gets even stranger. In this next video, a woman tests out the food in the supermarket using a magnet, and this is what happens.
Look at this shit. Put a magnet that I got from here into the great chicken. Try for look at that shit.
Makes you wonder.
After these videos were posted and became a viral sensation, it made a lot of people ask the same question. Are we possibly eating fake food? What's your take?
Yeah, it's there's probably some fake videos in that, but there's probably not some fake videos in that, and we're gonna keep going with this because that's not all. The stuff that's coming out of this will wait. Oh yeah, that's the one I want. Let me get that one, yeah. And then we'll get to the newscast of it. Oops, we gotta mute the music though. And they're showing food, good food and bad food. Pure coffee sinks. The bad stuff doesn't. And even salt. Yep. They're pretty much letting you know that the food that you buy, a lot of it is all directed toward what you look at it. If it's like the chickpeas, if you grow chickpeas, sometimes they don't have that really bright green color, and somebody thinks, well, no, I'm not going to eat that because it's not green, it's not a chickpea. But most of the time chickpeas don't turn full green, so they dye them. And just like some other food like salt, there's chalk in it, so it got that white, what you think salt should look like, and so forth. And I'll go ahead and shut up and play it. Yeah, you'll be surprised how much honey is not honey in the store. Even if it says 100% pure honey, nope. Yep, here's the sugar. There, and there's the wax or the stuff that's coming up. You'll see it here on the next video. But yeah, there's a lot about this that's will blow your mind about what they do to make food appealing. And that brings us to the next video here. And some people's probably already seen this, but yeah, it's good to
PSA for anyone going to the grocery store.
Bring it back.
Yes, even natural health food stores. Next time you're in the produce aisle, please be on the lookout for this label. And whatever you do, do not go near it. Appeal, or Edappeal, is a World Economic Forum and Bill Gates funded product that is being sprayed on fruits and vegetables, which are on the verge of spoiling, so that they appear fresh and last longer. Even more frightening is the fact that Appeal has been approved for use on USDA organic produce under the name Organappeal. The main ingredient found in the Appeal coating is mono and diglycerides, which are extracted from grapeseed oil. This is then processed with the use of two solvents, which are ethyl acetate and heptane, both of which are hazardous chemicals known to seriously damage internal organs in the case of repeated exposure. This coating cannot be washed off. Additionally, the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, or IARC, recognized glycidol, another name for these same ingredients, as, quote, probably carcinogenic to humans. So why are they spraying this literal poison on our food? Well, ironically, the Appeal coating is generally recognized as safe, meaning the safety review was completed by the food and chemical industry as opposed to the FDA. Not that they're at all better. And while the approval process for these toxic solvents are rather unclear, one thing is for certain: Appeal should be kept far, far away from our food supply. The ability of this $2 billion Bill Gates-backed startup to just quietly slip in to extend the life of food with absolutely zero proof of preserving any nutritional value should remind every American of the importance of eating organic, local, and chemical-free food. But if the evidence here isn't enough to convince you, take a look at what Appeal allegedly does to the food itself.
But when she opens it and she breaks it in half, it gets very tough and doesn't really break. And when it pulls, it's like it's glue.
Like, it's not even breaking, like, at all. Like, it, and I know you guys can't feel the texture, Avi, right? Because it's a video, but like, it literally feels fake.
Is it clear yet? The tyrannical globalists will stop at nothing to completely railroad anyone trying to live a wholesome, healthy life. They'll do anything to try and kill off the resistors who refuse to align with their dystopian, dismal future, where you'll be forced to eat bugs and own nothing and be happy. It's time to start growing your own food or buying food from your local farmer's market if you don't already. These megalomaniacs are on a mission to destroy all that is good in this life, and we absolutely cannot let them win.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up right there for that. If you're not growing a garden or getting it from somewhere that you know isn't in a food chain, that's some and that's where they spray that stuff and you can't wash it off. So whatever it is, you're going to eat it just so it looks better.
Right.
Has nothing to do with the, and once they spray this stuff, it's because your food, your vegetables, your fruit is a living thing. It's taking that stuff and it's turning the vegetable or fruit or whatever into hard rubber and weird textures and stuff. Imagine what that's doing inside your gut. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder when you go to the store and you see all these things on the shelves and everything. A lot of times, they used to put the little stickers on the fruit and say it's from Mexico or it's from this company. A lot of times they don't even do that anymore. It's on the bottom of the box that it comes in, so you don't know where it's from when it gets on the shelf. Either it's under that box or they take it out of the box and put it on the shelf on like Walmart does.
Mm.
So yeah, it's
the watermelon thing is just gross.
Yeah,
I get ours from a local market here, and when you cut a watermelon open, you should be able to just like with like a cantaloupe or something. Those little scoops, those little round scoop, you should be able to just go right through it, get all the the pulp and.
See you later, Roberta. Well, I can't even talk. Roberta, I still can't talk.
Just seems like it's shoe leather or something.
Yeah, and I mean we've had watermelon. You can't barely touch it, and the juices just come out and it falls apart.
But I've never seen that skin thing on the watermelon.
And that's from the spray,
right?
And it was keeping it and I do the same thing. I don't know if it's weird or not. I wash the outside of my watermelon because when you cut into it, whatever's on the outside gets to the inside.
Right.
That's my thinking, but I'm weird. I wash the outside of my cans before I open them, and
Didn't they used to spray a natural wax on the fruit to keep it shiny in the market? They still do. Yeah, but is it a natural wax? Is my point, or is it something?
Yeah, it's not natural anymore. It's that stuff you seen where they dip the peppers,
right,
and then brought it back out, and there was a film on the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and pop this in here. Probably won't talk about this one too much because it's news, but it's part of war, and that's what's going on. But Russia strikes Ukrainian airfield set to house Western supplied jets. Now, this all good and this is what they do with war. They attack each other's military, things. The thing here is there's a lot into this. There's a list of countries. You can go ahead and read the article here and everything. There's a list of countries that promised them these jets, these F-16s. There's one problem. Why they haven't been delivered? Because Ukraine doesn't have anybody to fly the things.
Mm-hmm.
They're still training these people how to fly, just to fly, not to mention to know how to fly $1 million things. That's why they haven't been delivered and probably won't be delivered. But now they have nowhere to deliver them. But yeah. And there, so much has come out of this story, just not because they used a missile to take out this airstrip or airport or whatever. Not only does nobody know how to fly, or they do know how to fly, but not these things, but before the war had even started, we were getting, or I should say they were. I don't want to say we, even though we know it was. We'll put it the Bidens, but they had already formed this army, not the normal army, but the army that would be ready to go. I'll put it that way, because this was all planned.
Yep.
When somebody took office, somebody was over there and got the ball rolling. Basically, this was all planned way before, Russia wanted to do this and Russia wanted to do that, from what they say. This was all planned way before it. And this is some of the stuff that's coming out, and that they're already silly investigations that won't go anywhere. But there are investigations that these armies were already set up, ready to go when they gave the word, basically. And we're feeding it, we're feeding all this billions of dollars for this crap. And there's so many countries right now, just like ours, are sick of giving money to this. French, their people, they're on the verge of civil war there. And it's people against the government. Same, you could say the same thing here. Germany's the same way. You can go to each country and see the conflict that this war is having, and it's, who cares about the people? It's the governments that are doing this, and I think it's a big old money grab. And let's talk about the good old press. And I'm sure that everybody's seen this. It's all over the place now. Good old Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
In which we addressed today. So you talked a little bit about immigration, and in the past, you talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement Theory. This is the same.
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well,
I don't think I said that.
well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times, and
Really, when did I say that?
on your
I said
show on
whites
Fox?
are being replaced.
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said
I mean-
native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans.
And
Americans who, like Black Americans, have been African Americans, have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years, and their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time, and
I
you can't
believe
cite
that's
it.
untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
Well,
let's,
I mean, you've been
let's
lying about
pull
my
that back.
press
I'm
gallery
happy to
colleagues all
explain what I
morning as
do
well,
think.
so,
Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it, and I'm telling you that to your face. So why don't you just accept me at face value? My
Well, because it's
concern
not
is that
true.
the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders, and as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States. And the birth rate tells the whole story. They are not at replacement rate. And so the US population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
I never called you a racist.
But of course you are suggesting, and
Well,
I
you're also
must say one of the
suggesting that
reasons
white
people don't like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the Great Replacement Theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. I've said what I've said to you right now, like 100 times in public. I hope to, if I live long enough, say it 100 more times. I think it's completely honest and real, not racist or scary. It's factually true. It's not a theory, it's a fact. And the whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't
And
actually
my
finished my
response is, no, I'm not. Okay, well, how about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Okay. Well, this is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting, where 11 Black Americans were killed.
You know what I mean?
Americans were killed.
Like,
And it's also
okay,
inspired.
it's not. First of all,
it's inspired one of the worst Australian guns
how do
of
they
all
get
time
people
to
this
shoot
stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I've never. I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said. What does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest. They're factual. That's not hate. That's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to. And nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who murdered people? How dare you, actually? And in fact, I mean, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, Hitler wore those shoes. A lot of people are saying that you're like Hitler. Can you explain those shoes? Hitler wore exactly the same shoes. And you're like, I've got nothing to do with Hitler. That's how I feel about your absurd, disingenuous question.
Right. So therefore you support gun control?
What? I thought it couldn't get dumber, but it did. No, I don't support disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves. So the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal, as you know. But moreover, it should be illegal in every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family, period. And that said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Have you been are you concerned about the war in Ukraine and the countless innocents being murdered there every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home, and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say. because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence. That's the point. I'm not perpetrating crimes. I'm not shooting strangers. I'm defending what I love. And if you're against that, I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Well, so you don't think you harbor any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable. I'm trying to be charitable. I was like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, they don't hear when you try to explain it. None of it got through to that person. None of it.
Oh, I think it did. She's there. She's there for a reason to do that. You know, she's the play dumb media, the play dumb, you know, people in the media. They're in lockstep with the rest of the Mockingbird media. They know exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah. And it's those little tidbits, those slurs, and you know what they're trying to say, but they don't have the balls to, you know, come out and say it.
Right.
Now, this one we can't talk about. Okay, there's certain things in here, but I still think it's a very important thing, and I wish we could talk about stuff like this because it really needs to be said. But yeah, I'll go ahead and play it. And this is in Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. Let me go ahead and put this up here. This guy's going behind this vehicle and he noticed something strange. The door came up on a, you know, U-Haul type vehicle. I'll go ahead and play it.
These people is down here in Atlanta being trafficked in the back of a budget truck. And they need some help, hands tied up and shit. I'm just gonna keep following them until I see authorities or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mute it because he says stuff that I can't put on here. But this guy sticks with it, follows them until Popo shows up, and you can see what was in the back of there. And I'm hats off to the guy that actually seen something and did something about it. You know, there needs to be more people like that because there's so much gets, you know,
past us.
They see it and they don't want to be involved in it. It's not my issue, you know. Which a lot of it I do understand why, because the whistleblower thing. But yeah. and it shouldn't, we shouldn't get in trouble for talking about it. I know there's a lot of people that go way overboard and stuff. I understand why they don't want to show the stuff, but it needs to be more seen.
Right.
The people actually stepping out and doing something about it. And I bet you that he was scared. I bet you he felt good about it because hard to say where those people would have ended up. Anyway, so let's go to it's more funny than anything. This guy evidently, you know, they do these gender reveals about, you know, what we're going to have, what it's going to be, a boy or girl. And I'm not going on about the other genders, but this was funny. And this guy just joined the MMA, which I don't see him going too far, especially the way he throws a punch. But I'm not judging, but here we go.
It's written all over your face. Baby, I can feel your halo. Pray it won't fade.
And I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that was music, but poor guy. He's going into MMA.
Yeah, right. He's really wailing on her right hand now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
it's an overstuffed glove. Bam.
He doesn't have. You can see the way he's swinging. If
No
he swings
technique.
like that on somebody else, they're. Oh, and he's supposed to go into MMA. I'm like,
wow. They should
if
have
I see
used the
somebody-
razor
somebody
blade and
like
made
that,
the cut first.
swinging, and the way he stands. But look when he does the crossover,
He's dropping his
like
chin.
way open. It's like, oh, thank you for
my left hook.
Yeah. He evidently nobody's taught him how to throw. I could say that a lot about a lot of people that are in it, but and that's why they don't go too far.
Right.
Even what was her name?
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was more of a wrestler grappler though than a boxer.
Yeah, she's good at the wrestling bit, but her form, she had started getting better, but
yeah,
once the ding starts, once somebody gets hit, their plan goes out the window, and they revert back to hands out here and swinging. But I thought that was funny. And we'll go ahead and keep up with the funny stuff, and we got like 10 minutes. Here's another funny that I don't know if hubby gets divorced over this or not. I don't know. Put that up there. Hit play. Let me go ahead and mute it.
I see where this is going.
That scream when she realized this, where her hand's been. Oh man,
he's into donkey proctology.
I mean, somebody put a lot of work in this. Where they brought a donkey in here, cut that watermelon out.
Yeah, it's one of them bad watermelons.
It was a good watermelon too, because it was it wasn't rubbery. Oh.
Where are you finding this stuff, Bush?
That's a couple things I've seen on Twitter that I said, I need to get some laughs at the end and everything.
Sure.
Now this next one, this is where we're going out for our and I'm not saying anything about the women in chat or anything like this, because I know you women know how to cook and everything, but this is the cooking thing, cooking little videos that we get to see nowadays, and I know what they're making and everything, but let's put it up here.
This is my new favorite side dish. Add 3 cans of Pringles to a boiling pot of water. Now give it a good stir. You're going to add in some chopped onion, garlic, and paprika. Also turmeric if you'd like. Stir and then mash. Pour the mixture through a strainer and then add it back to your pot. Season it with butter, a little bit of milk, garlic powder, and onion powder. Give that a good stir. I also like to grate some Parmesan cheese on top. Once it's all mixed, it looks like this. Top it with some chopped parsley. Grab yourself a bowl, take a bite, and enjoy. This is so easy and so good. You got to try it. This is my new favorite.
She just made mashed potatoes.
Pringles mush.
Could you imagine the sodium and all that other crap that's in that? When they have these things that's called potatoes. You peel them and boil them. It does the same thing, but without all the chemicals. Oh man! Sometimes I like watching some cooking videos because there's a lot of good cooking videos, but sometimes you come across it's just dumping a bunch of cans in a bowl, and woo, look what I came up with, and that's not cooking. Yeah, potatoes. Yeah, exactly. Some of the stuff that's in there, yeah, the bioengineered. Ugh. In this video, it's not totally funny, but it kind of is. Yeah, let's. Let me see if I can find it now. There it is. And this thing is making its way around the internet quite a bit now. Let's go ahead and play this
I
one.
feel like I'll go basic. I just looked through my Walmart history, and I found this Walmart order from 2 years ago for the whole month worth of groceries. 45 items cost $126. A whole month of groceries just for me, basically. But I did notice this reorder all button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost now. Now, this order of 45 items for 1 month would have cost $414. That is 4 times more. How the fuck? How? Like, what?
Yep. Welcome to Bidenomics.
Yeah. I check my receipts all the time when I leave Publix. Make sure I got my BOGOs and all that other stuff. Because,
Yeah.
A lot of times
Yeah,
it's,
a lot of times, they'll because I do a lot of the clearance stuff, and you go up and ring it, and they try to pull the full price on you.
Right. And if it's a BOGO item, I'll take a picture of it with my phone. That way I'm not walking all the way back, because I normally offer to do that and bring the item back to said, no, here it is. Here's the proof.
Yeah, and it's the packaging is like half the size of what it was. And this is 2 years. This is something you would think about. Oh, it's been 20 years since I bought this. How much did it go up? And you would say, I guess that's about right, but not 2 years.
Yeah, and they're putting less in the bags too.
Yeah. And I thought I would show you guys a good. It's not. Well, I guess it's a meme, but it's a serious meme. Here we go. Just a picture. Let me full size it. See if I can get it bigger than that a little bit. There we go. 1776 or 75. The 2% tax raise. We went to arms, basically. 2024 taxes up 40%.
Yep.
Everybody's buried into their cell phones. Nothing. There's nothing there.
Imagine that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're on the phone, and the other guys are shooting muskets.
Yeah. See that there's a big difference in the two. Big
Mhm.
difference. I thought that was something interesting to put up there.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but the top photo, you said 2%, Boston Tea Party, and then taxation without representation. Well, we're not getting represented right now, which is why, things are going amiss here. The big brother's doing what he wants, and we're paying for it.
Yeah, and the big thing, because I was going to do a food thing again. There's don't want to talk about them too much, but it's a company that makes edibles. Everybody knows what the edibles are.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people being hospitalized over eating these because of stuff that's in them. And I'll go ahead and tell you the name of the company. It's what was that? Diamond something or other. The Diamond Shrooms brand. And there's multiple flavors of these. If you know somebody that dabbles in those things and whatnot, you might want to let them know that brand is very bad, because it's not that you go to the doctor and say, oh, I'm not feeling well or something. These people are getting rushed to the hospital and staying there for some time.
Yeah.
And it's not from the actual drug that's in it. It's from the other stuff that's being put in there. That is worse than they're getting a worse feeling than the actual drug. It's like yeah, I'll leave it alone because I don't want to talk about it. But yeah. Yeah, I heard that too. Solar flares are going to be picking up, or they have been. And I'll give you a little tidbit here. Did you know that in our solar system there are inhabitants on another planet in our solar system? Many inhabitants on this one planet, not Earth, another one in our solar system. It's Mars. Mars has multiple robots running around on the surface of Mars. That the whole.
Now, if we could only figure out how to get Joy Behar up there and a couple other ones.
Yeah, I mean, with all the crap they have, they should be able to grow a lot of potatoes. Remember the movie Martian, or was it Martian?
With Matt Damon?
Yeah.
When he gets stuck, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, he didn't have enough food, so leftover poo poo saved his butt. Yeah, so yeah, it's the whole food thing that I wanted to bring today was it's nothing new that we haven't seen tidbits here and there, but this is this thing that should be on the top part of our news, because we do it every day. We have to eat, and we should know what our food is, you know. But we have to find this stuff out from secondhand news and TikTok users and whatnot. And again, I'm sure there's fishiness with some of those videos, but the majority of them are true.
Mhm.
I've got those bananas that you can bend and everything, and I threw them straight in the trash. That's not a banana. You know, and you can smell them. You can almost smell that it's not right. Um, but yeah, I thought that was an important part of the news to put in there. I know it's not breaking news or anything, but it should be.
No. And it's people need to realize too that the important stuff that Bush is talking about. It's not going to be and never will be again front and center, because the media is taken over by the power grabbers, the people that run everything. They are told they're told what to do unless somebody's got it on camera, proof in your face, and they can't get around it. Then they'll come around and say, "OMG, look at this." But if you think they're putting it out there for your dissemination, it's going to get buried.
Yeah. And it's your food. There should be more people more outraged about this. And
Yes.
there'll be people that's just eating it. Just, oh, it's okay. It tastes a little weird, but okay, no, eat it anyway. And in the spray, the peel stuff. What?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. How is that a, you know, you cannot wash it off. It will not come off once it's
Mhm.
sprayed and it absorbed in that. So, and again, that's what I was talking about, the labeling. It used to be, and sometimes there still are labels on the fruit, but most of the time it's on the box, and where it goes from that box to the shelf, you don't know who makes it or where it comes from.
Right.
I remember there were times when I remember in the 80s that there were certain fruit that if it came from country, you didn't want to eat it because it was tainted stuff. But nowadays, nobody pays attention to this stuff, and it's like that meme. Everybody's just vegging out in front of the phone instead of, hey, taxes up 40%. Yeah, what's that mean?
That's like, wait, my battery's low on my phone.
Yeah.
And we're all
darn it,
guilty
my
of it.
Wi-Fi just went out.
Right. We're all guilty of it. I am too. But like
Yeah.
most people, you don't have a landline in your house anymore as far as the phone goes.
Yeah.
So it's a necessity if you want to
Yeah.
be able to be in touch with your family and get
Or on here,
Right. Right.
I guess it depends how you use it now.
Right.
And how far veg you go into it. Because you'll see people that I'll see people driving down the road and they'll be the passengers.
Yeah. Well, I
And the
see
person
drivers
driving-
doing that too.
I wonder if I wonder if they dropped everybody off in a certain location. Would they even know and took their phones because GPS, and took their phones and say, find your way home.
Right.
I don't know where we're at. I don't know where we live because they
Right.
never seen it because their faces are in the phone.
Mm-hmm. Now,
But
if
anyway,
it's a place I've never been, then I will use the
oh yeah,
the Google
But-
Maps.
even then, I went to Salt Fork, and they have these really big paths that they call hiking trails. gravel on them and everything. And I'm like, this is boring. And I said, come on. And I just took off into the woods and found a game trail, and we were hiking through the woods, and the kids, oh, we're going to get lost. And I said, we're not getting lost. I know where we're at. And I didn't have a phone or anything. And Salt Fork is quite big. And we went and had a picnic on some rocks next to the lake. As we're watching a fox, and I don't know what baby foxes are called, kits or something.
Yeah.
Or pups. I don't know what they're called, but we're sitting down on a rock watching the mama play with the baby foxes. And it was the coolest thing, just sitting there being quiet watching this. We got up, and I said, it's about time to start heading back. And I knew exactly which direction to go because I just know direction.
Right.
And went where we ended up was like 20 feet from the beginning of the trail that we started on. They're like, how'd you do that? And I said, it's called looking up at the sky and seeing where the sun is.
Right.
And
which way it sets and which way you went
north and south, and yeah. Are they called kits? Okay.
Either or.
Yeah.
I've heard both terms used.
Mm-hmm. But I thought that was, and so many people will stay on that trail where no animals or no nature. It's still nice to get out and do those things, but the fact that we found these little rocks that were sitting at the side of this lake, and we're sitting up there watching this, and I mean, so many people miss all that stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely a memory you want to keep.
You think it's
She says you think it's a
it could be both. It could be the spray. And again, like on a watermelon, you spray that stuff on a watermelon, it's really it's water soluble, so it would soak into that real quick. And would it have the effect of making it rubbery? I think it would be. But there are probably some of that stuff that it's just not real. And that's scary.
Yeah,
it really is. It's scary. Oh, we got somebody in the background here. There we go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning.
Hey.
Sorry, I tried to get on a little bit earlier, but I had a couple meetings I had to jump on real quick.
Oh, no problem. We're getting ready to close her down now.
Yeah, I figured. I was like, is it even worth it now? But I was real quick. I was just watching some of the ones where you were talking about that. I guess that spray or whatever with the rubber food.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. I was watching that during my meeting. I was like, "Are you kidding me? What the heck?"
Yeah, that's it's been going on for a while. So chances are, if again on the video they blocked out who it came from, but it was Walmart. So I'm not trying to say don't get food from Walmart or anything like that, but produce, I don't do produce at Walmart.
Yeah.
No. First of all, it doesn't taste good at all. And even Jeff's talked about, he got a peach at Walmart and it was like an apple. Peaches are not meant to be, they're not supposed to be a hard fruit. It's supposed to be soft and juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get one. You can't get a good peach or a plum or anything from Walmart.
The avocado, man, was creepy. I was like, "Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?"
there's a bend in that thing. It looked like a little toy. But you seen the person cutting it open. It was a whole avocado, and it was being cut open.
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's true or anything, but I've seen the watermelon thing.
That's insane.
You know, the pre-cut watermelons that they have at Walmart.
Yep.
You know, people pushing their fingers on it and it bounces back. When you push on a watermelon, your finger goes through it in the pre-cuts, because
Yeah.
I've seen it, you know, many a times, because I used to do work at Grand Union, and I did produce, and I had to cut up watermelon and wrap them in plastic, and there was always somebody that pokes their finger in it. And
Yeah.
the ones at Walmart, when you push your finger on it, it pops back up. And I'm like, who would eat that?
It's,
you know, watermelon doesn't do that.
That's mattress melon.
God.
Yeah, it's like styrofoam.
Pretty much killing you slowly.
Yeah, the plastic food your kids played with.
Yeah, the toys, you squeaky toys you give to your dog.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and the cheese, you remember, well, it's not really cheese in the first place, the sliced cheeses.
Yeah.
Where you'd see somebody burning them, it's because it's petroleum, it's oil. That's why it does that.
I noticed when I back in the day when I used that cheese to put on a cheeseburger on the grill, it wouldn't melt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll heat up and it seems like it's melted, but it's just the oil is heated up
Well, the no-name sliced cheese is only required to have 51% cheese in it, and then
well, not even
the other
that.
49 is garbage.
Yeah, when they're called
Cheese product.
Yeah. That 41% hasn't been around for a long time. It's less than that. There's one of them that said 2%
Well, the one-
milk, 2% milk.
Right. The one
So-
company that does claim 100% is Sargento, and I tend to
Yeah,
believe
they're-
it because when I melt
Yeah,
that on a
they're-
burger, it just you melt it
Oh,
too
yeah.
long, it disappears.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Or it says imitation cheese product.
right.
So it's not even claiming it's cheese, it's imitation.
Right.
And what is that?
It's like
It's
a big
not
brick of
food.
Velveeta, right?
Yeah. I've went the Velveeta thing. You know, you chop it up and put it with salsa, and it's good
Yeah.
dip and everything. But
Sure. Make mac and cheese with it, all that.
I don't do mac and cheese with Velveeta. if I'm gonna make good mac and cheese, it's
Well, yeah,
with
you use the
milk
real
and
stuff.
actual cheese.
Right.
Yeah. You can tell the difference when you have the two. Yeah. And did you know that they're, depending on what bioengineered ingredient it is, they don't have to label it.
Right.
And by all rights, we were actually eating the bioengineered ingredient 10 years before they were told that they had to put the label on there. So, yeah, we've already been eating it. It's, well, those who buy stuff at the store and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that have farms and whatnot. 90% of their food comes from their property.
you're better off just growing stuff and
Mhm.
you know, get your
Yeah.
own cow.
Yeah. And the price of cows. Oh man. Because I was talking to somebody at the summit thing, and they said, "Well, we're already, to get a purchase a baby cow to raise and everything, it's $400 to $1,000 for a baby cow now." I'm like, what? I remember when I bought a pig, and it $15 for a pig, and now they're in the hundreds for baby pigs. I'm like,
yeah,
this is ridiculous, and we can't come back from that stuff.
Nope.
It's not like Trump comes in and be president, and we're going to go back to those prices.
No.
It's not going to happen. It's not
No.
going to. It's already here. The only thing is building an economy up to be more in line with all those prices.
Yes.
And how is he going to do that in 4 years? I don't know, but
It's tough to it's tough to afford. It's tough to afford anything right now. It's just
Yep.
you look at it and it's just
Yep.
Oof.
I know people that are using their credit cards. They have enough money for the first week or two, if they're lucky, to get groceries, and then the rest of the month they're using their credit card.
That's tough because then that's putting you in tons of debt, and then you can't pay off the debt, and then
with their interest rates on that credit card, they pay them the minimum payment, but they're not going anywhere.
Nope.
Each month it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I just eventually that credit cards company is going to say,
pay up.
Yeah, you're at the end of the line. We can't do this anymore. I need that money.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. You know what's kind of messed up is that I see this, which a friend of mine, he got himself in some debt, and he put himself in a consolidated credit program, and it kind of, he pays them. I think it was like he showed me, and it was pretty interesting. I think he pays like $371 a month. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this. He has about 15 credit cards that he had to put into this program because when he was younger, he got out of control. The thing I wanted to tell you is it's pretty interesting how they go to bat for him and how much the creditors could really take off. He owed like $2,000 on a credit card, and they settle for $800.
Oh yeah.
So you'd be interested, like, wow, what the heck?
Yeah.
But it's insane.
They only want to, because that $800, they're still getting a cut out of it.
Oh yeah. But it just proves that like they're willing to settle. I mean, right now, he told me a lot of credit card companies are settling because people aren't just not paying them. They're just not paying them.
It's either they're going to get some or nothing at all.
Or nothing at all.
Yeah. And because I just had to, not too long ago, get a credit card because over 20 years ago, I paid all my credit cards off and used the scissors and everything because and I paid this off, but I didn't go through a bank or anything. It was land contract and whatnot, which is not, you can't use it for your credit score. Well, I went to the bank and asked them about getting a loan and whatnot, and there's something wrong here. And I'm like, what? And they said, we don't see you on the credit at all.
Yeah, you got to have a credit history.
And I went, and they said they only go back 7 years.
Right.
And I said, well, I ain't had enough. I destroyed all my credit cards and everything 20 some years ago because I didn't want to, I didn't want to be paying other people
Right.
basically. And they said, well, you can't get a loan. So you have no credit. And she told me that that's worse than having bad credit. And I thought, how?
Yeah. Yep.
How is that worse? And they said, well, how do I get start getting my credit again? They said, well, you pay us $1,000 and we'll give you a credit card that you can't spend past that $1,000.
Yep.
So that's not credit, is it? And they said, not really. But that's how you do it. And I said, no, I won't do that.
I'll give you an example. My friend owns a car dealership, and he's the one that kind of, he goes with his brother, and he's kind of the one that kind of either gives you the credit for the car or does not, right? So he goes through all the background. He tells me, and this was a couple weeks ago, he tells me that they actually give cars to people with credit if they rather give cars to people with credit with like 300 credit score than people with no credit, 0.
Yeah.
So I was like, how come? What if a person makes this much money and they just have no credit? He goes, no, we rather give people 300. Like if they had a 300 credit score and this person has 0 credit score but makes good money, I'm giving it to the 300 credit score. I'm like, really? And he really explained why. But it's weird that you say that. I'm like, wow, okay. Somebody gets paid well, and has no credit, like debt, and they have no credit, and they're not going to give it to them. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, because I always thought no credit is actually good credit.
Yeah, it's not.
Nope, it's actually worse.
Insane.
Hey Bush, I got to run. I got to take my pop. Speaking of credit or debt, I got to take my pops down to a CPA so he can pay the man and file his tax return. So and it runs full circle. But gentlemen and everyone in chat, I hope you have an awesome day, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Catch you later. Yeah, it's that time. It's well, actually we went over a little bit, but that's okay.
Bushcraft, hey, can I throw a little plug in there if you don't mind?
Oh, sure.
Hey guys, if you have not, and I hate even doing this, but as you guys know, I used to have a channel, took it down, blah, blah, blah. I'm back again. I'm not changing the name again. You probably are not sub to me. If you could just check the channel out, that'd be fantastic. You don't even have to sub. If you just like to watch the content or don't like it, dislike or like it, that'd be cool. Just check it out. I would really appreciate it. Any support is helpful whatsoever. But yeah, I'm definitely not changing the name again. Bushcraft. No, that's it. I decided. But yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll be tonight. I'll be over on Grow Big TV.
Cool.
Kind of sneak it in there. Joe won't be there. It's just Courtney will be there. We'll be talking about, the summit and some of the stuff that we've seen there and whatnot.
Well, that's cool.
So it's going to be a good live. So if you're don't see anything on the internet and you want to come over, love to have you over at Grow Big TV. I probably should actually, get a link to put down, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see if I can find one. I don't think it's set up yet, but I'll just give you a link to the channel.
Yeah. Works for me.
I have too many channels I'm subscribed to.
I know.
There it is.
Yeah, I know the debates tonight. I don't know how that's going. I mean, it's going to be pretty much one-sided, but
yeah, I know there's probably a lot of people watching that, and I you know, I was going to re-stream it type thing and talk about it as we're watching it, but nah, I'd rather because I think it's more circus than anything. I'd rather go talk with friends online.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. No,
Yeah.
for sure.
But other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. Cat, do you mind? They don't want to hear you sniffing the mic. We'll see you tomorrow morning, or if you come over to Courtney's and Joe's, I'll be over there. And Friday night, probably just be a normal live. I haven't heard back from the guy yet, so it'll probably just be just a normal hangout for Friday night.
Sounds
And
good.
We'll see you tomorrow morning on the morning news, and we'll catch you later.
Adios, guys.
Bye.